Hey everybody, and welcome back to Semi Stories. Today we got some crazy stories for you guys from r/TrueOffMyChest, starting with OP, who plans to escape from a toxic family as soon as he turns 18. I'm planning on abandoning my family as soon as I turn 18. My family sucks. I, 17 male, turn 18 in 2 weeks, and I'm getting the F out of here as soon as the clock strikes midnight. My parents have an extreme bias towards my younger brothers, 16 and 15 male. It's been like this forever, and I have no idea why. I've always been the one who had to do all the chores in the house, and I also have been forced to play every single sport I possibly could, to the point where my schedule was packed 365 days a year. My father told me it would teach me to be a real man. But my brothers never had to do any of that stuff. They're both fat, lazy Fs who sit around all day playing video games all day and night. They miss school at least 30% of the year and are constantly spoiled rotten by my parents. They have already had thousands of dollars from birthdays, Christmas, and other holidays. As soon as I turned 12, I was told I would no longer ever be receiving gifts from my parents other than the bare essentials. I was told I had to pay for my phone and any other expenses I wanted to own and to never ask for anything. I wasn't able to own a phone or anything really special for myself until I was 16 because I couldn't find any actual jobs that paid good money. My parents also expected me to take care of my younger brothers when I'm an adult. My younger brothers have both decided they will not be going to college and do not plan on working a day in their lives. My father told me, "We kept you alive, you owe it to us." F you. I'm leaving a nasty letter on the table when I leave and changing my phone number, emails, and everything. They will never be able to contact me no matter how hard they try. I know my younger brothers are going to be screwed for life because they have zero experience on how to survive in the real world, but I don't care. That's my parents' burden now. I hope they go broke from having to fund my brothers' lifestyles, and I hope they lose everything. I have no sympathy for these people, and I never feel bad no matter what happens to them. The only thing I owe to my parents is the fact that because of the crappy treatment over the years, I am well capable of surviving on my own in the world. I will be going to college to study finance in Virginia. They have no idea I've been accepted to college, and they never even asked. I am also physically fit due to playing 6 sports a year. However, the trauma will never go away. They took away my entire childhood, and I will never forgive them for it. They can all go F themselves. A couple of weeks later, OP posted the first update. I'm happy to report that I'm officially gone. So the last 2 weeks after I made this post have been crazy stressful, but I'll sum them up here. I changed my number a few days ago by calling my SIM card provider. Then I went to get a copy of my birth certificate since I didn't know where my actual birth certificate was. I couldn't just ask my parents. And I also made sure to check that my bank account was secure and not shared with my parents. I purchased a plane ticket last week to fly into Dulles International Airport in Virginia, just outside of where I'll be attending college in Fairfax. Finally, I called one of my cousins, whom I am very close with, and asked him to please pick me up around 12:30 a.m. last night. He agreed with my decision to leave and told me he was proud of me for taking action to improve my life. I packed my stuff up after everyone had gone to sleep and waited. I decided to keep my note to my family short and sweet. All I wrote down was that I was moving to go to college in California and that I was never coming back. Last night, my cousin picked me up. We went to the police station where I gave them my proper identification and informed them that I am not missing and I am leaving on my own accord now that I am 18. They told me they'll keep it in mind and will watch out for that potential call in the next few days. I got a few hours of sleep at my cousin's and then flew out of New Orleans International at 6 a.m. I am now sitting in my college dorm 950 miles from home, and I've never been happier in my life. I can't wait to meet new people and finally enjoy my youth. Thank you to everyone who gave me great advice on here and commented their support. I didn't expect this post to take off like it did, but I am happy my story has affected so many. I will update again in a few weeks. Always great when a story has, spoiler alert, a good ending. Amazing how meticulous OP was in escaping his parents' grasps on him. He posted the second update about 3 weeks later. Damn, this post took off again these past 2 days. My phone has been blowing up with demands for an update, so I shall deliver. Life has been good. I've been in contact with the cousin who helped me and also a few family members from back home. He said that my mother came to their house the day after I left to talk to my aunt about me leaving. She cried and gave my aunt this whole sob story about how she can't believe I would abandon them. And my aunt told her maybe she shouldn't have treated me so wrongly throughout my whole life, which caused a huge fight and ended with my mom being thrown out of their house. So it seems me leaving has caused pretty much the uproar I imagined. I've been doing well. Met plenty of new people and have made friends via classes and dorm neighbors. I'm in a better mental state than I've been in a very long time. I feel so relieved and it just feels like a huge weight is lifted off my shoulders. It feels so good coming on here and reading all the support and positive comments I'm receiving. I'm really grateful for this community and I will keep posting updates in the weeks to come. Thanks everyone. As promised, OP then posted the final update to the story. As promised, I'm here for another update. I waited a long time in between updates to really let my life unfold so I could fill you guys in on a lot. Things have been great. I went back into my hometown for Thanksgiving and Christmas to spend some time with my aunts, uncles and cousins. Literal blocks away from my parents' house, but they are not welcome at those events anymore, so I wasn't worried. They still don't know where I am or what I'm up to and apparently have given up on trying, which I'm perfectly happy about. College has been great. Made lots of new friends and have been keeping the grades up at 3.9 GPA. I love my new life, honestly. I never went to therapy or anything, despite numerous suggestions from some of you, but I feel like I've done well enough without it. I've learned in these few months how resilient I really am. I got 2 jobs on the side at different restaurants in the town around campus, mostly dishwashing and working on salads, simple stuff, but I'm making enough side cash to provide for myself. Since I got a free ride to JMU, I don't have to worry about college savings account or anything, so that's a huge plus. Thanks for all the continued support and comments over the last few months while I've been silent. I hope you guys enjoyed the update and I'll be back someday. Much love. Sadly, the last update is from back in January, so I doubt we'll hear much more from OP. What a great ending. You always hear from kids wanting to escape their parents, but rarely do they end up so positive. The parents are absolutely horrid. I am so curious what made OP such a villain in their eyes. Perhaps something that happened during the birth, like a tough labor, or he was so young that he can't remember. Then again, nothing could excuse this kind of behavior. Lastly, I doubt his brothers will change. Getting pampered like this your whole life tends to stick, and they'll no doubt be absolute useless members of society. At least OP has cousins and aunts he can still go to, so that is nice to hear. If you enjoyed the video so far, be sure to hit that big red button to subscribe and support the channel. In our next story, OP will not be appearing in any family photos, and he is going to tell them exactly why that is. A couple of weeks ago, my wife asked me if we could have professional family photos taken. I said that money was too tight between our daughter's birthday, a trip to her parents for Thanksgiving, and Christmas. I asked her if we could wait until after Christmas, but she said no. She never brought it back up. I didn't think anything of it because I assumed she was planning on taking them herself. The other day, one of my tires blew out, and I went to our emergency fund to cover it. That's when I discovered that she took $300 out to pay for photos. $300 effing dollars. I know, it sounds pathetic, but when I saw that stuff, I broke down. Last couple of years have been horrible for us. I got laid off and she got sick in the same year. We eventually both found new jobs, but we never fully recovered financially. It took months and months of hard work just to get our emergency fund to that point. Now half of it is gone right before Christmas for effing photos. When I confronted her about it, she didn't even try to deny it. She just said that she deserves to have nice photos. I begged her to try and get that money back, but she said no. The photo session that she booked is next Saturday, but I won't go. She keeps threatening me, saying that people are going to ask why I'm not in them and that I'm going to look bad. I'm sure she's right, but I'm counting on it. When people ask why I'm not there, I'll tell them exactly what happened. I don't care if it's in person or on her Facebook page. I'm going to let everyone know what she did. Since having pictures to show off is more important to her than our family's safety, it seems only right that her family and friends should know that. I feel like I'm married to a stranger. The woman I married would never have betrayed me like this. Oof, that is a tough one, and completely understandable. Opie is certainly not pathetic for breaking down. I mean, who hasn't? To be honest with you guys, I even had a breakdown over financial troubles not too long ago. Jobs in my field are currently not easy to find, and when my car broke down, it was like 2100 euros bill, and rent etc. was coming up as well, and I just broke. It makes you feel like a failure, you know? OP is certainly in the right to be as mad and as petty as he wants. I also understand the wife wanting something nice, but settle for something less expensive then. If you know expenses are coming up and you're going to have trouble paying for them, learn to be more responsible. Opie did update the story a little while later. I contacted the photographer directly. I didn't think it would work, but I decided to try it after so many people suggested it. I told my wife that I changed my mind about the photos and asked to see the photographer's other work. She gave me the website. Then I sent the photographer an email explaining the entire situation. I was shocked by how understanding she was. She refunded us right away. The only catch is that my wife is banned from using her services. I had planned on sitting my wife down to talk. However, the photographer sent her an email before I could. She was pissed. She wouldn't stop yelling at me until I told her I was considering leaving her. She calmed down after that. I told her how angry and disgusted I was that she would act so irresponsibly. I asked her why she would do something like this. She said that she deserved nice photos after the last couple of crappy years. I pointed out that we had hundreds, if not thousands of family photos saved on our phones. She said they weren't high quality enough and that we didn't look nice enough in them. I responded that we could have gone to JCPenney or just effing waited and budgeted for them. She said she didn't want JCPenney style portraits and that she wanted Christmas pictures. I told her that it doesn't matter and that financial safety was more important than effing photos. I said if she didn't agree, it meant that we were incompatible as a couple. She apologized but didn't agree. She still wants to stay together and try to work out through our issues. I agreed to try on 2 conditions. 1, we separate our finances. And 2, we do a trial separation. She agreed. We're splitting the bills 60-40, which is proportionate to our incomes, and splitting the emergency fund 50-50. We're also taking turns sleeping on the couch. I know a lot of you wanted me to leave her, but I can't do that. I want to see my daughter every day, not 50% of the time. I owe it to her to at least try and make this marriage work. As angry as I am at my wife, we have gone through hell together. I can't throw that away without trying to make it better. The trip to her parents isn't happening anymore. We evenly split the $100 we saved for gas. My wife can't afford the trip without my half, and she's angry that I won't give it up. I told her that when I said separate finances, I meant separate finances. Besides, after paying for the tire and the tow, my half of the emergency fund is depleted. I need every dollar to build it back up again. I also want to stay in town with my parents. I suggested she dip into half of her emergency fund, but she told me she already used it to book a different photographer for her and my daughter. Last Saturday, I borrowed a couple of sleds from a buddy of mine and took my kids sledding. I want us to build real memories together, not photos posted for likes. I think that 20 years from now, she'll remember that more fondly than the photo shoot her mother has planned. And that she will. 2 things I gotta say here. 1. Everyone immediately suggesting divorce are terrible. They'll probably never have a lasting relationship if your first instinct is, let's break up. 2. This woman is insane and Opie is smart to cut expenses in half. It is painfully obvious she just wants the candid photos to show off and post on social media like everyone does these days. And I'm fine with that. But if you are poor and your idea is to spend money on stuff you really can't afford, then pay for it all yourself. It's an emergency fund, not a fun times piggy bank. Man, I wish OP took me sledding. but alas, I live in the Netherlands, so my sled wouldn't move very far regardless. What do you guys think? Did OP handle the situation well? Let me know down in the comments, and I'll be around next time. See ya!